You are now tuned to BS3 Network. BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
It's Queen 3 and King. It's Queen 3 and King. It's Queen 3 and King. Queen 3 and King, we the team, it's going down. We the talk of the town, it's going down. We royalty, wear our crowns, it's going down. Tune in now, it's going down. Queen 3 and King, we the team, it's going down. We the talk of the town, it's going down. We royalty, wear our crowns, it's going down. Tune in now, it's going down. It's Queen 3 and King on BS3 Network. Queen 3 and King.
Okay, I'm just trying to see what we're doing. I'm just trying to, because that beat got me, and I was doing some things over here. But anyway, listen, we are back. Had to take an unexpected week off last week. Had to take care of family business, and guess what? Family's business that we had to take care of. It was a whole lot going on. I think Lily had some bugs running through the house. I ain't talking about bad bugs. I'm talking about flu bugs. And
I'm gonna say, let them know it ain't no roaches.
No, it ain't no roaches. Roax. It ain't none of them. But they had the little flu bug going through the house. And man, I'm telling you, Nikki, my heart was with you and the family, because there was some things that happened accident-wise. And no parents get that phone call that my child has been involved in an accident. So
yeah. But just pray for my oldest son.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's still having some issues with his ear and stuff.
Got you. Well, we are glad to see you, and I'm
glad to be here.
That they are okay. All right.
Yes, thank you. Thank y'all for y'all prayers.
All right. So listen, that does not suffice as the introduction. I got to do things right, because guess what? King 1.0 was on my show earlier today. They out there getting it in Las Vegas for Super Bowl 58. King Dog, he really dropped some knowledge today. I ain't saying nothing bad about Ben. Ben said something about the 49ers. I don't really remember what he was saying. King Dog really dropped that knowledge why we don't go against Patrick Mahomes. And I got to give him nothing but love on his show. So while he's up there in Vegas doing a thing, I'm sitting in for the King as we hit it with Queen 3 and King podcast. So without further ado, let's get the introductions. Baby Queen, go ahead.
Hey, y'all. So happy to be here. Like he said, we had a week off, but we are back and we are ready. Shout out to AJ for stepping in for our brother. He's
doing
big things in Vegas. I love seeing BS3 rubbing shoulders with who's who in Vegas. It's a very good look for our network. So happy to be here since he didn't take us.
You know what I mean? Like, what's up with that? Like, that's the next level. Is when everybody gets to roll up.
Right here.
Yeah. Even if we got to run some wheels and just take that road trip and roll up, we got to roll up.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
We could have got there.
It's in the atmosphere. It's in the atmosphere.
Right. It's already.
All right. So let's go to the twerking queen. Go ahead, queen.
Not twerking queen.
Hey. I twerked a little bit this weekend. Thank you, Lord. So it's out of my system. So welcome, AJ. We're glad to have you. Like Alicia said, we're super excited for BS3. But we're excited to have you. And next time we're going, y'all. I don't care what.
You know what I mean?
They say.
Real talk. Me and my frat brothers used to travel to a major sporting event every year, even if we did not have tickets.
Right.
In the city.
Because you're just in the midst of everything that's going on.
You know what I mean? We would get into some events and stuff like that. I remember going to the Alicia Keys party a few years ago, and NBA All-Star game. We've even gone to some World Series games and stuff like that. But just being in the city, going to people and getting it in, it's an experience.
Love it.
Oh, we're going next time, y'all.
All right. So without further ado, let's go with the season queen. We saved the best for last. Go if I could sing, I'd have hit that thing. I'd have hit that thing. Go ahead, Nikki.
It's so y'all just don't know. I am so glad to be back on King 3 And King, because I have been having a hell of some weeks with them babies and all that good stuff. But however, God is good, and I'm glad to be back on here today. I'm glad that my kids are well, and that's all I can thank God. I got a testimony. They got a testimony.
Yeah.
And I wish y'all could just see the car.
Jesus.
So God was with them, and that's why you need to pray for your entire family, your friends, your family. Pray a hedge of protection around them.
Yeah.
Because you never know what's going to happen. And God did His thing, though. My babies are here, and my grandbabies.
That's real talk. And a lot of times when we look at the vehicles after the fact, we know it was nobody but
him. Yes.
And look, I've even had people who don't really rock with God like that say, listen, whatever God day is, He did that thing right there. Because they saw what either they or their children came out of.
Yes.
Walked away. Man, yeah, it gets real.
Yep.
So I don't want to do this behind the God talk. Before you got on, we a couple of us realized that it's been a long week.
Yes. See
up.
Where you drink it.
Put your cups up. If you got a cup, put your cup up.
I don't have a cup.
You didn't get the memo. It's
I got pen and I got some water. Amen.
And water. You better.
Amen.
All right, let's get to our topic tonight. This is one that hit me, I think, at the end of our show to kick off 2024 was when I was blessed to be the guest. So the title, and I give credit, I forget, was it one of the queens or was it King Doc that came up with the title Insufficient Grace?
That was King.
Okay. So where that came from was there are situations, times, where people will give friends, family, strangers more grace than they will give their significant other or others. You know, we want to be respectful of all lifestyles today. they will give randoms more grace than they will give their significant others. And let me tell you where this came from. I saw an article with an organization called Mother Jones. It was talking about a wedding. And before the wedding, and I mean right before the wedding, they were in the venue. You know how y'all get dressed sometimes in the venue and the bride's hidden off somewhere and the bridesmaids are running back and forth and da-da-da-da. Somewhere it came out that the groom had slept with the maid of honor.
Thank you.
Oh, my Lord.
My God, today.
Thank you.
And the gist of it was, who was going to tell the bride? Did she need to know right before the wedding? And long story short, so they told her best friend was the maid of honor. They went off on the dude, but continued to rock with her homegirl, the maid. The dude didn't sleep by himself.
That's right.
Didn't sleep with himself.
That's crazy.
But no grace for the dude, all grace for her homegirl. So now let me just tell you this. I need real queens tonight. Notice I didn't say queens.
Yeah.
I need real queens tonight because you're dealing with the betrayal, but you're also dealing with the friend.
Right.
Or the other person that you've chosen to extend grace to, but you done cut that other part. You done cut that partner off. You done cut that boyfriend off, that fiance, husband. Let's just when you hear that scenario, we'll go with baby queen. What you think, Lily?
I'm turning both of them every which way but loose.
See,
every which way,
every which way but loose. Because let me tell you something. Both of y'all done played in my face because it wasn't y'all done played in my face up until this wedding day. Right. Why wait until the wedding day to tell me? No. I'm getting both of y'all. And both of y'all will be cut off because honestly, I know people always say that friends and other people don't owe you the loyalty is the person you with. But as a friend, you owe me that loyalty.
Yes, they do.
Especially if I'm holding you as high as a maid of honor.
Right, I done put you right next to me.
Yeah, you owe me that loyalty.
Okay.
So I'm dragging both of y'all.
Okay. All right. Mika.
Alicia said it. Every which way but
loose.
I don't like that. And I feel like both of you, like Alicia said, you know, they are like, okay, you're not marrying her, you're marrying him. No, both of you owe me loyalty. I've given you years of my friendship, of my time, of my this and my that. And to the guy, like, we're about to get married. Now, could we have talked about this before the wedding? Absolutely. Would this would my mind have changed? Probably not. But don't embarrass me, have me going here and everybody and their mama know but me. No.
And that's typically the way it is, because you know somebody gonna say, "Girl, I gotta tell you something." Don't tell nobody. I gotta share something with you. Now, look, this is between me and you, and that thing get out 28 times.
No,
and you sitting there in the whole room, and you the only one that don't know.
I'm the only one looking stupid.
And I mean, we don't wasted time and money because now we all here getting ready.
Yeah.
No.
You gonna kiss me on my cheek and stuff. Happy Wednesday. I'm pissed.
Season Queen, come on, get some of this. Come on, get in on some of this, because I'm going somewhere with the next question. So, Season Queen, come on, get in here with this.
I completely agree with Mika and Alicia, because that's just wrong. I don't care. And if your other bridesmaids knew that, if they should have come to her and tell her, you know, hey, did you know so-and-so, and your groom has been messing around for however many long, who knows how long they've been messing around. He getting him a little action on the side and she don't even know. But yet you as friends are not saying anything to her or to him or to the girl that he's messing around with.
And I don't probably dapping up the best man about it in the next room. No, I'm dragging.
Yes, that's wrong. I don't care how it is. It's wrong in every aspect. Every aspect because of that.
All right.
I'll be back to my days on Lake Drive when I was kicking chicks' butts.
Yeah. Hold. You was doing what on Lake Drive?
Kicking picking people's butts, some girls' butts.
Let me tell you what she means. She was whooping ass.
Oh, I had a visual, but I'm seeing the Season Queen. I'm seeing the Season Queen. Love the Lord, done heard his cry.
I tried to give a few people some grace, but they just kept messing with me.
To our esteemed producer who's behind the scenes, just as amazing as the day comes, can you put Sister Keisha Walker's comment up, the last comment up?
Yeah, let's see that.
Right there.
No.
She said, I wouldn't say anything. That's against the G code.
What? You wouldn't
Keisha.
say, okay, if you're the maid of honor,
G code.
You wouldn't tell your best friend that you slept with her groom?
While you're at y'all, listen, you got your maid of honor, you got your soon-to-be spouse, and you got the reverend. The two people closest to you, not named the pastor, done some stuff, and you talk about okay.
Or even if you a bridesmaid, because some bridesmaids be like, it ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm staying down there. No. I'm blowing up your spot. Y'all ain't about to embarrass this girl like this.
Okay.
I'm blowing up your spot.
That's so sad to do somebody like that.
Let me take this to a different place, and I'm going back to my pledging Kappa Alpha Psi days, Lambda Omicron, University of New Orleans. What's up? And we're gonna come back to some of the comments. In fact,
Keisha.
Not one doggone word. If he any good, I'll still break it.
Oh my God! And this your best friend? Oh no! You can't be down there bad like that.
What is it?
There's your friend right there.
Erica says she telling.
That's your friend right there.
That's your
ride and die. I'm telling.
And we gonna knock over everything together.
Everything on them tables. Them tables probably already decorated. I'm knocking all them.
And hey, I would even be willing to go to Lou Steric afterwards because I would beat the hell out of him.
Oh Lord. Keisha, I need you to make an appointment to meet with your pastor and the pastor's wife for some counseling. I need you to spend 15 minutes a week with them. Listen. All right, so here's the deal. So back when I was pledging Kappa Alpha Psi, obviously some things happened while we were pledging. I ain't talking about hazing and nothing that. Kappa Alpha Psi Incorporated does not haze. Ever. So we had this little saying, bros before So basically what that meant was, even if you offended me, you my boy, we gonna work it out.
Yeah.
But the woman, Garden Tool, we done with her. Mm-hmm. And I guess it made sense back then because we line brothers, we sands, we we frat. But the reality is, like Lily said, the person playing in your face wearing your letters across their chest, smiling in your face. So just because you say bros before Garden, don't mean that that's a logical way to handle and stand on that business. Now, that's my story. I'm finna get in your personal business. I need you to think back, and I'm going in reverse order. Think back to a time where you forgave somebody, but you didn't forgive the other person. And maybe it wasn't sex. Maybe they cussed you out. Maybe look, we going real. Maybe they pushed you down the street and you friends with them and not with the significant other. Because it's very common to give grace to one of the perpetrators or someone who hid the secret. Or what's this? Or somebody who did not tell you, but not give grace to the significant other. Nikki, think about it. Give me something. And don't lie to me.
I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Why would I lie?
I got this new saying. I've been a liar before. Not. Well, I was a damn good liar. So this year, I'm not lying to you, and I'm not lying on you. Not this year.
I wouldn't lie about any of that.
I ain't lying on you.
About anything. I'm just trying to think of a time, and probably as I got older, probably not older. Probably when I was like in high school days and stuff. That's when it was people that knew. There was not one lady, but she was a lady. Wasn't a lady at that time, but she was just a teenager. But it was one of my friends that actually, and I'm not gonna put her name out there because some of y'all might be friends with her on Facebook. Period.
Yikes.
And we were really good friends. And I was dating this young man who was a star basketball player. I
can believe that.
And he she was a very good friend of mine. I would never think that she would ever do that to me at all. And so I ended up, at first, my cousins kept saying, don't say nothing on my dad's side. Don't say nothing about it. And I said, no, I'm going to say something about it. So when I found out about it, you could have bought her for a penny. Because she knew this, because she knew that it was somebody was going to tell me. And this young man, she was
throwing it back on a basketball player?
Yeah, huh?
She was throwing it back on a basketball player. I'm just trying to make sure I got all the
knowledge. Yeah.
She got all of it. She just ignorant.
You got all of it.
No.
She was rebounding the basketball player. Yes. She was rebounding.
And so I after that After that I didn't talk to her for many years. Many years. Okay. And now today she's on Facebook, but we're not close like that, like we used to be.
Did you drop the dude too?
Yeah, heck yeah.
At the same time?
At the same time.
Okay.
But now let me ask you this. Did you ever get to be friends with him again?
No.
So here's that's my point.
But I'm still friends with his brother. Because his brother didn't do nothing to me.
My point. He didn't do nothing to you. Why did homegirl get grace and not the basketball player?
No.
Tell us
and
why.
that grace didn't come until a couple of years ago.
And that's fair. And sometimes that's how it happens.
Yep.
You fall out for a while because you're in your feelings, you're hurt, you're betrayed, and then something clicks, and then it's like, I'm tripping. I ain't even worried about it no more. And now you go home, girl, still trying to be friends, and you're like, girl, I forgive you. Don't do that again, but I forgive you. But homeboy is gone. He's just out of it. He can't come back if he had money taped to his forehead.
And if y'all see him today,
don't say that. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Because they worth the quarter.
It's easy to not give him grace now with them rolls around his
worth
belly.
a penny.
Yeah, I got you. Teeth missing. I understand. Listen, let me go up to back to the middle queen. I'm gonna go first with her next time. Mika, give me that time. Give me that time where you forgave a friend or somebody else, but not the significant other at the time.
It's too obvious for me. So,
what do you mean? Like the situation?
Yeah, it's so obvious. So, if I share it, people are gonna be like, "Yeah, I didn't know."
Well, let's go ahead and make history, baby. Let's go ahead and make history.
Not history.
Yeah, history.
Well, since it's Black History Month, tune in. Sit down, pull up a chair, get your little hookah out, get your drinks. We here. I've forgiven a friend, even though I knew they were doing something that was not right. I'm not saying sex or anything. I'm just saying they were doing something that was not right. They didn't forgive me, but remained friends with the person that I forgave them about.
Wow.
So, I was totally good after that. I was like, both of y'all can kick the rocks.
All of them.
So, yeah, it was eye-opening. I think I needed to see something about that person that I didn't want to see. I had seen it, but I didn't want to see it. So I needed to see something about that person, and it was all revealed in that situation. And I was cool with it. And it actually gave me peace when all of this stuff happened, instead of it being chaotic and crying and all that stuff. I was like, oh, okay. I was right. You good, sis. Both of y'all can kick the rocks.
Kick them.
Something else just dropped in my head. I'm gonna go to Lily first, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna throw that out afterward. But stay right there, Mika. I'm coming back to you. Okay. Go ahead, Lee.
I don't think I've had a situation where I've done that. I'm serious. I think I may have. The only thing I could say I've probably given more grace is probably a family member.
Okay, that's fair.
You know what I mean? Because
that happens too.
Them like, I got to get him more grace because that's my family, and that's not always right because there's people that in your family that can be toxic. You know what I mean? So I think that's the only situation I can really think of, because usually I do not mind cutting you off, cut off queen at all. I don't mind.
You're good at it. Don't try this at home. You're a professional.
A pro. And I would cut it off and keep moving and not lose no sleep behind it.
Yeah.
Sleep real good.
Go to sleep.
Let's go to some of the comments. Let's get Keisha Walker. I'll flip it and reverse it. Holes before nose. Let's see. My eyes are bad. It'll make the wedding
somebody hurt Keisha. So
yeah, something's happening. It'll make the wedding more interesting if we can flirt with each other during the event.
Keisha.
I think somebody hurt her.
See, but when you start doing stuff like that, now you're asking to get jumped.
See.
Sometimes family will jump you in droves. Like, you know what I mean? Like it'll be a team jumping. Keisha said, I'll put the chick name out there. This girl and I was good friends. And this, I'm not going to do it.
We can't read this.
I was with his name. I'm not doing it. I'm not friends with neither one of them slut buckets. Hi, Keisha.
But y'all, let me tell y'all one other thing.
I mean, she going to be honest.
But let me tell y'all one thing about the incident that I was talking to y'all about. The guy that the friend of mine was fooling around with behind my back, I heard a couple of years ago that he don't have no teeth in his mouth now.
I believe it.
And she won't let him go to the dentist. I promise you. Somebody told me that years ago.
So let's cleanse your soul. Did you pray for that man's teeth to fall out his mouth?
No, I did not.
Back in the day. Come on now.
Okay, you
No,
said and who won't let him go to the dentist?
The person that they end up getting married.
Oh, they still together.
What?
Yes.
See, this why
And
y'all friends on. Hold on, y'all.
together.
You and the wife
Think
friends
too.
on Facebook, but you glad that boy teeth fell out his mouth.
Wait a minute. Wait
He
a
ain't on
minute.
Facebook. If he was, I'll let y'all see him.
No.
So
Dentistry got some stuff for him.
Huh?
Dentistry got some stuff for him.
I'm just saying.
So they got married and had kids and all that?
Yeah.
Oh, they was in love, Nikki. Just let them be.
Yeah.
Damn.
I did. I let him be.
She let him be. She's still Facebooking with the lady.
No, she's my Facebook friend, but she's not on Facebook like that anyway.
Okay.
But
All
yeah,
right.
but I just thought about that with the teeth.
So here's where we're gonna go before the break. And producer, if we got a break at the 30, just let me know in the private chat. So the topic is insufficient grace.
Mm-hmm.
But I think part of the topic is selective grace.
Yeah, that's good.
That we're selective
That's
in
good.
who we give the grace to.
That's true.
So I'm trying to go way back. I ain't trying to be in the right now. Okay, cool. We don't have a break. We can keep rocking. Okay. So in high school, I had two girlfriends. I went to school 1 year in New Orleans.
All right, player.
And then I had my other girlfriend in Cincinnati. I used to throw a lot of house parties. I was the house party dude. There was always going to be a house party at my house, like on the weekend. So my girlfriend in Cincinnati was dancing with the guy. They're two white twins, Kevin and Keith Lewis.
Pretty Ricky, what they call him.
She was dancing with the hottest one of the two. And all of a sudden, I see the back of her head turn that way, and I see his head go that way. What do you think they were doing?
Kissing
in the mouth.
In the mouth.
In the mouth in front of me.
Oh, okay.
At my house party, at my school, and you my only girlfriend in that state.
What?
In that state?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie on you.
AJ,
but I just want to know, what was your initial reaction?
What the whole Hades? But now watch this. I stayed friends with the twins.
All right now.
I stopped talking to the girl for a long time. I'm talking about decades.
Because she hurt you good.
Nah, like how you gonna kiss in the mouth at my
It's my party in this
you're
state.
the host of the party's girlfriend. And you kissing the big man on campus.
Yikes.
But my grace was selective. I found a way, man. We good, bro. We all right. You know, we still played ball. We still kicked it. I signed his yearbook. He signed mine.
Come on, you been signing?
Doc,
and you just put that girl, you just said she was out there for the streets.
She for the streets.
In my mind, she kissed him. In my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, women usually don't initiate kissing.
Kisses,
Don't take me back. No, my story. Let me ride back down.
That's right. That's your story, boo. That's your story.
Yeah.
So again, it wasn't insufficient grace. Keisha said, AJ, I hope they both got SARS. had mouth sores all on their mouth. Why do we choose and pick and choose who gets the grace and who doesn't? Mika.
Oh.
Relationship. I think relationship and status. Okay. Like with the story you just told, like you said the twins had status in high school. They were the star football player. You didn't want to lose that. But sometimes I've had a longer relationship with this person, and I don't want to lose that. I've been in dilemmas where I've chosen a person I've had the longest relationship with. But here I'm, as I'm getting older at this big age of 39, I'm like, longevity doesn't equal loyalty.
No.
And that's so true.
That's true.
So no. So I go with the person that has been loyal, not the longest, but had the most lasting effect. So I think we base our decisions based on the length of time versus how do they make me feel? Are they going to be loyal forever? Where do we stand? Could I trust them in this situation and that situation?
Okay.
Just my opinion.
Okay. Nicole, conditional grace, selective grace. Why? Why do some people get grace and other people don't?
I think that some people get grace because of who they are in that person's life. But others, they won't give that same grace to, just for any reason. And sometimes sometimes I think people think that they have to not give people grace, but God gave us grace. He still gives us grace. And so when we mess up, he gives us grace. So I think that
why can't
I think that
that's
the reason.
Why can't I hear this?
Some people don't.
I can't hear them.
Don't understand it.
Okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Nikki, I don't mean to interrupt your comments, but the king has walked into the room. I feel like I need to
Give me 1 second. My producer is working on this.
Oh,
He talking all on our podcast.
Hey.
Hey, Tech Nine just left.
Larry Van
interviewed him. He rapped off the new BS3 theme that Chico wrote.
Nice.
He did Red Kingdom off of it, off the rip. Oh, when I say great interview. I was gonna be on here live, but when y'all started at 7, I was sitting here and Ben said, "Hey, Tech Nine got time. Come on." And I'm like, "Well, shit, I'll be back with Queen 3 and King when I get there."
Yeah,
you just throw us to the side. I heard that.
Yeah, y'all gonna be there.
Basically, we coleslaw. Y'all on side.
See.
All right, go ahead with the show. I'm gonna comment when it's time to comment. Go on.
We coming to you in 1 minute.
15 minutes before I got to get ready to go to Kirk Franklin interview. But
how can it be? Oh. Come on, Kirk.
The pastor want to hear that interview.
You don't have to worry. And don't you be afraid.
Yeah.
Joy comes in.
Did y'all see me to El Belson?
Yes, hallelujah. I can't wait to see Kirk Franklin. Tell Uncle Kirk I said, hey.
All right.
So I'm still king. I'm trying to pull it back together, man. They got me going. These queens in they bag tonight.
Okay.
Nikki done prayed for some dude's teeth to fall out his mouth. They did.
No, I didn't pray for it to fall out.
They did. Lily got her best friend, forgave her, and now they turning over. No, she dragging everybody. She dragging.
No, I'm dragging everybody.
She dragging him. And Mika don't want to call names, but Keisha calling names. She done called everybody's name.
Everybody.
Yes.
That hurt her.
I see. She said she hopes somebody gets SARS, and I mean she done went back. The only disease older than SARS is leprosy. Hey, and I don't understand.
See,
leprosy. That was in the Bible.
Yeah.
She said, "I don't give grace unless it's before I start eating my food." Bump that.
Wow.
Oh, man.
So King, let's get you up to speed. We talked about insufficient grace. We talked about when two people have wronged you and they're close to you, why is it okay to forgive one and not the significant other? And then it spun off from insufficient grace to selective grace.
Wow.
And now I got a third one. So King, let me get your thoughts on insufficient grace, forgiving one and not the other, and selective grace. Why did you choose to forgive one person over the other?
It is because this is insufficient. This is insufficient in you. Because I'm telling you right now, you want a good way to not achieve your goals. You want a good way to not let your relationship be what you want it to be. You want a good way to not let your career develop in the way you want it to develop. You're going to be selective about who you give grace to, and you're going to be insufficient in giving it. So again, it is not something I can get with. I am fanatical. I wanted to look crazy to other folks when I forgive somebody, but he did. My proudest moment is when I had one of my bosses tell me, I was in management, middle management. He was in executive management. When I was advocating for someone to get a promotion, and he goes, but you know what they did to you? I loved it because I want to give grace to the person who has wronged me the most. That is one of the, with forgiveness, giving grace is one of the most important tenets of Christianity. And hey, we're not going to play like we ain't trying to live that life. Live that spiritual life, but our minds are rigged to self-justify. We can always give a reason or an excuse. Wrapped up to be like a reason, but it's an excuse at the end of the day as to why we did it. But I was having a bad day. I was drunk. You can give a reason for you, but when somebody else does it, you're trying to crucify. So at the end of the day, for me, insufficient grace, insufficiency says it all. Not sufficient.
I like that because it's
gonna preach on here tonight.
Ain't he though? It spun off to two more things. All right, so you've got insufficient grace. Okay. Then you've got conditional grace.
Same thing.
Then you've got what's called transactional grace. I will give you grace if you give me this. And that's not what we were given.
Then it's not genuine.
That's right. Genuine. It's not genuine. So selective grace. You're being selective in who you give it to, but were we given selective grace?
That's good.
So here's my thing. Is it really grace if you don't give it to everyone who needs
it? Equally. That is good. That is good.
Mika, is it grace if you don't give it to everyone who needs it in the situation?
My toes hurt.
In other words, they done been stepped on.
No, it's not grace.
It's not.
If you have to pick and choose who receives it, who gets it, when they get it, how they get it, what I have to have in order for them to get it. No, it's not grace.
Who are we to do that?
But we've all admitted on this panel.
Yeah. But I think that we all have, if you listen to our stories, everybody has kind of come to where we're now, okay, we're in a place of peace. Like we're good with the situations. But I think that's all in the maturity of the mind. Just like Ted said, you have to be good here and here. And if you're not, then you're not going to give grace.
Yeah. Okay.
You hollered at me in my early 20s about giving somebody grace. It's if everybody. Like I didn't care.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Nikki?
I agree with Alicia. As you get more mature in life, as you grow in life, some things are not as important to you than others. So, like I know I told you the story about the woman and her boyfriend, or the girl teenager and her boyfriend. Back then I was in high school, so that was somebody that I was dating, and then to find out that was your friend that was dating him behind your back, then that's.
Oh, did we lose her?
Oh, it looked like we lost her right then and there. King Dog, jump in there. Jump in there.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but that's different than to me now. But as in my 50s right now, I can just take it to God and leave it there. But back then I couldn't do that. No, I don't know any teenager or any young adult that can do that in their younger years, or that are willing to do it in their younger years. So it just takes growth.
You know what? And I want to get to that too. And I know we're kind of running out of time. We've all three of y'all have said something about time and growth, but we'll get back to that in a second. King Doc, talk about it. Is it grace if you don't give it to everyone who needs it?
No, absolutely not. It is not genuine. Okay. If you can select it, if you can selectively give it out, for me, it has to be a mindset change. Somebody, I don't know if it was Mika or Lily, said something about maturity, right? That when you're more mature, it is a mindset, right? One of the interviews we did a little earlier today, Dr. Stacy Tidwell, she talked about not free living, and she spelled it KNOT. Free living, not free. Sometimes too often our mind is in knots up here, and so think about what a knot is, right? And your mind and your head and your thoughts are all tangled in knots, so you're not living a not free life, right? So so therefore it affects your mindset. So think about it. When somebody is selective about giving out grace, their mindset isn't clear. Their mindset isn't what it needs to be in order to be able to give grace freely, liberally, willingly, like it's given to you.
Right. You know, grace was given to us, and we know it as this: unmerited favor.
Right.
In other words, something that I didn't earn, something that I didn't deserve, something that I literally could not ask for and have it given to me just because I asked. It was because we were loved so much that we were given. I think it was Lily said, who are we then to not give it that way? If we weren't giving it conditionally, why are we giving it out conditionally? If we were not giving it selectively, why are we not giving it out selectively? And then again, who are we to pick and choose? Well, you get it, you don't. You get it, you don't. You get it, you don't. Where do we get that from? Is it a matter of time? Because watch this. If we died with the unforgiveness, so why are we shaking the dice on time?
That's good.
Yeah.
Any one of y'all can take that. Why are we banking that we're going to have time to get it right?
I don't know why we do that, because I think we are reminded every day that life is short,
right?
And we don't have the time. And it brings me back because I actually reconnected with a friend last year.
Yeah.
And we sat down and talked, and we were like, why did we stop talking?
That's good.
And she was like, I don't know. I said, I don't know either. That lets me know what was it about?
Yeah.
I think it was just that immature mindset. Seriously. Like, we were coming out of high school, you know, we all thought we was good and grown, you know what I mean? And oh, you're not going to do me like that, or you're not going to do me like that. And we went our separate ways. But when I tell you, us coming back together has been one of the most beautiful things. And our relationship has been nothing forced, or it's been completely organic. We just laugh. Like, we don't understand why we did that, why we went years without talking. What for?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was.
Let me bow out real quick, and I appreciate you for allowing me just to pop in unannounced. But my final thoughts are: there are no microwave solutions for oven-baked problems. See, these problems that we have, whether it be in forgiveness or grace or whatever, they oven baked. They didn't happen overnight. Right. So it ain't gonna be no microwave solutions for these oven baked problems. Right. I'll holler at y'all live.
All right, King Doc.
Bye. See you at 8:10.
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh, you didn't have to do all that.
He swear.
That is the King and Queen 3 and King podcast. It's good to see him drop in. I like what he said about, microwave problem. I mean, oven baked problems. There's no solution. But now I'm going to challenge that a little bit, because we're talking about time. We're talking about needing time to mature, and needing time to determine that that we need to be graceful to people that we have not forgiven. And the scripture says, my grace is sufficient for you.
Yeah.
So if God made the grace sufficient, who are we to make it insufficient?
Right.
That's good.
Who are we to make it selective?
Mm-hmm.
Who are we to make it conditional? Who are we to make it transactional?
Yeah.
So time ain't promised. And I get what he was saying when he said that you can't have a microwave solution to a oven baked problem, but we can choose, just like we choose not to give grace to somebody.
Yeah.
We can choose to give them grace.
Mm-hmm.
And watch it, without feeling like we being a doormat, without feeling like we should be ashamed of ourselves, regardless of other people's opinion. Girl, you a fool. I wouldn't forgive him. Well, listen, I'll forgive him, but I ain't gonna never forget. But the reality is you can choose to extend grace to everybody who needs it. You're not gonna run out of it.
Right.
And stop letting other people influence whether you give the grace.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I'm thinking about different situations in my head where people have put a battery in your back saying, girl, don't forgive her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's what I was saying about the growth, is that you have to have growth as a woman or as in a man to be able to not worry about what somebody has done to you in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's just God, like I say, he gives us grace every single time. But in your younger years and stuff, you don't understand that. But when you start having a relationship with God, then that's when those things start coming into play, that you really try to, when you get in church and stuff and you start following his word and stuff, that's then when you are really need to be being able to forgive a person or give them grace.
And can I be that person? Can I be that person tonight?
Yes.
Because I told you I needed the queens. I'm gonna be the king.
The king.
2.0. You know, a lot of times it's the church folk, baby. I got more grace from the homies on the street.
That's right.
Than I got from the mothers, them brothers, them deacons, them elders, the trustees.
That's true.
I got more grace from the world.
Yeah.
And again, some folk, you ain't gonna mess with a child of God. You know, they will spit verbal, watch this, Bible curses at you, as opposed to words of grace at you.
But when I said that, I didn't mean it in that aspect of, I'm saying until I learned myself by the teachings that I was getting how to extend grace to others.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
As soon as the producer gets it, we got a clip that we're uploading, and a lot of folks came at this sister about her comments, and what I just talked about as far as in the church not having sufficient grace, especially with significant others and what have you, because you got people who will walk away from a whole marriage and they the whole pastor. You got people who will walk away from a whole marriage and they the whole prophetess, evangelist, you name it, and feel justified.
And AJ ain't a whole person.
Well, and that's why I wanted her to upload this video, because this sister caught a lot of flack. And as soon as you got a producer, go ahead and just give us a heads up that you got it, and we'll roll with it. But she had an understanding of something that many in the church don't stand on business when it comes to. When you're extending grace, baby, you can stand on some promises when you know the power of grace. You don't have to worry about being put to shame. You don't have to worry about looking like a fool. You don't have to worry about what your friends gonna say, what everybody's gonna say. Like Lily said, you don't have to worry about people influencing you to do other things. You can stand on that because you know that there's something about grace that'll just take care of all of that.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna wait for her to get that. But let me go here real fast. I want to make it more personal. Lily, I'm not gonna start with you because you and Nicole are in the situation. I'm gonna start down with Queen Twerk. You finally get married. and you get a knock on your door.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
There's a lady standing there with a whole baby.
Hey,
who
Barbara,
is this Helster? That's what you're gonna say when you open the door. Who is this Helster?
Hey, Barbara, this is Shirley.
You know what I mean? Standing there with a whole baby with eyes that look like your husband.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my.
Look at her. She ready to get that gun out now.
Look, she already stressed.
She went through the hair, but what she wanted to do was this right here.
Take that wig off.
The man got no wig on.
Yeah. So when is grace time? When is grace time? When is grace time?
Ooh.
And the lady's like, I'm sorry to knock on your door with this, but you know, I notice he leaves me every 6 months, and he said he'd be on the road, but I tracked him back here to this house. And I just want to see how he got a whole house when we got a whole family back in Philly.
I mean, but does grace equal?
I'm gonna let you answer it.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you answer.
You know where I was going. Does grace equal you can act a fool and not forgive it all?
I'm gonna let you answer.
At this big age, I'm going to hear both parties out. I need to hear. I need to listen. Like one thing I have been praying about is being able to listen and to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when you listen and hear, it does not always equal what the other party wants you to do.
Nope.
Understand. That's fair. Hold on. The clip is ready. Producer, go ahead and hit that clip because that's going to play into what we're talking about right here.
Ooh.
People are looking, when they look for relationships, they're looking for the perfect person. And ultimately, you build each other up to be the perfect people for each other.
Right.
That's literally what it is. No one comes ready-made perfect for you. You continuously grow and perfect each other along the journey because you're evolving along the way. So you're learning so much. So you're changing so much.
Okay, so let me tell you what she said before that. And I didn't give her the whole clip. She said, once we're in it, it's going to work. We are going to work it out. Once we're in it, once we're married, we are not going to lose. We are in it. I'm working it out with you. I'm not going to go start it new with somebody else. And a whole lot of folks came for her. Well, sometimes two people grow apart. And sometimes they don't recognize who you are now versus who you were back then. So sometimes you have to let it go. And the thing that stuck out for me was grace. She was literally saying
that's all she's saying.
What she was literally saying, once I'm with you, you get all the grace.
Yeah.
And some people think that that's doormat stuff, floor mat stuff. That's foolish. She young, she don't know no better. Now she know better than a whole lot of these others. She know what some of our grandmothers who was married 50 plus years.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They had all kinds of issues, but their issues didn't hit the streets. Their issues didn't get posted. Their issues didn't get clicks and likes.
That's the difference.
Their issues got dealt with.
Yeah.
And they were able to raise 12, 13 kids. They were able to raise 50, 60 grandkids and make sure they had what they need. This young lady understood something about grace that many of us don't. So, Lily, let me go back to you. Now, what you doing, that knock on the door? You were saying that sometimes grace don't look like what other people think it should. What do you mean by that?
I think it's one of those things where I remember seeing this clip on TikTok, and it was this old married couple, and it was this girl asking her grandparents, like, how have y'all done it for this long? I think they had been married 60 plus years. And she was like, that's easy. She said, y'all live in a society where something is broken, you throw it away.
Ooh.
You fix it.
Ooh.
So I think that's just it. That's just what it is. We have to come to a mindset of wanting to fix it. We're so ready to move on to the next thing. Yeah. And I completely agree with what the girl was saying. She's just saying that I'm in it for the long haul.
Right.
If you're willing to grow with me, we're evolving and growing together.
Yeah.
But my thing is, when people say, the people that are coming in there saying she don't know what she was talking about, she young, she dumb, those are the people that have lost it along the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't happen overnight to where you're just you get up and say, "Oh, I'm done with this guy." No,
you mad about the way they squeezing the toothpaste and the way they rolling the toilet paper?
That's a buildup.
It's a lot of stuff that's happened to that point.
Absolutely, and that's on you. That's on you because you didn't communicate that.
Yeah.
But I think it goes back to what Ted was saying about microwave versus oven.
Yeah.
Like we live in a microwave society. If it can't be fixed tomorrow, I'm out. I don't want to be with him. He's silly. He ignorant. I want to do this. I want to do that. I'm gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got other people telling you what they want to do to you in your ear. Yeah. So now you're trying to compare what they promising to what you actually have. And baby, lying lips will say whatever.
See,
Fair lips will say whatever. So, all right. So here's the thing. I'm gonna throw this out too, and then we got to get ready to get our final remarks. There is a prominent pastor here in Houston. Was on some of y'all ain't old enough for the show called Star Search. He was on Star Search.
We know that show.
And he won several weeks in a row. So he kind of big time around here. And he was on tour. And a young lady got into his hotel room. And he walked outside the room and he called his wife. He said, "Baby girl," he said, "this one right here is tempting. This one right here, I really think I'm about to fall. I really am." Now, mind you, he was talking to his wife. They were first loves. In fact, their first kiss was with each other on their wedding day. So they didn't do anything else. Their first kiss was on their wedding day. He steps outside. He called this woman. He said, "I'm about to fall." She said, "Take the phone inside the room and give it to the girl." He said, "Babe, what you going to say?" He said, "Just take the phone inside the room, give it to the girl." She said, "And put it on speaker." He puts it on speaker and she tells the girl, she said, "I want to explain to you who I'm about to give to you because that's my husband. And he told me that he is tempted by you, which tells me you are somebody that tempts him. So I want you to know he's not cheating on me. I'm giving him to you tonight. But he's coming home to me. He's coming home to our children. He's coming home to be the priest, protector, and provider of our home. I'll have him tonight, but you will not have him after this night." So she said, "Enjoy yourselves. Baby, I'll talk to you later." Do you know the girl got up and left?
She should have.
I mean, if you did, something was wrong.
Right.
They are happily, I mean, solid as a rock, old school.
I love it.
That is sufficient grace. That is, I can't believe, some people would have blown him. I can't believe you calling me with this foolishness.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe that you would call me and tell me you want another woman after I gave you 3 children. We've been together for 35, 40 years. She said, "Give that woman the phone and let me tell her who I'm giving her tonight. And I'll see you when you get home." Nikki, what you thinking?
I guess I'm not mature enough like that right now. And I'm not gonna lie.
Could you forgive him if he at least tried to tell you, "Baby, I'm struggling with this one"? Could you give him grace?
I'm not there yet.
Okay.
I think I would respect it though.
Yeah, but I'm not. And
that's honest. At least,
I know. But if he called me, I'm not gonna say, "Yeah, go ahead and let me put on the phone and let me tell her who I'm giving her tonight." No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not ready. I would never say that. But maybe every person is different.
It's different. That part
is different, and so maybe she felt that she could do that at that time. How many years are they married?
Oh, they were married at least 30 years at that time. 30.
I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah. What's interesting is I think she used some psychological warfare on that one.
Yeah.
I think she said this is a risk.
I'm just being.
I mean, she had to know what she was doing, though. You telling him, "Go on and enjoy yourself," and he like, "Enjoy my." He could have been like, "Enjoy myself." Okay.
Mika, what are you thinking? Your eyes are just telling it all. What are you thinking after hearing that scenario? And then we're gonna do final remarks.
I think it takes a woman to talk to a woman sometimes.
Yeah.
So I can appreciate her saying, hey, okay, if you're going to, because you cannot stop a man from doing what he's going to do anyway. So thank you for
we all know that.
and calling me and saying, hey, I am tempted. Help me through this. So do I want him to do it? Absolutely not. But let me read her and say, hey, girl, he's mine. You may have had him once, but I have him all the time. She did the gospel version of this song.
Goodbye. And go and sit down. and go and sit down. But this is the thing.
My God.
She had to know that she was talking to a woman that night.
Yeah.
Because woman to woman, this is me talking to you, woman to woman. I'm about to get up and go. If he had one of them little slut buckets in there that Keisha was talking about earlier, they might not have left.
But
Joe might not have.
Here's the thing. To me, I shouldn't judge her like this. She had to be kind of crafty to know how to get in another person's hotel room, get out of all her clothes, and lay up in that bed until that man's key hit that door. So I'm sure that wasn't her first time trying to do that.
That sounds like that's something she do on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Erica said, "No, ninja." But I prayed for that level of maturity, and she got praying hands on it. Let's do this. Let's hit final remarks on insufficient grace, selective grace, conditional grace, transactional grace, grace that we don't give when everyone else needs it. Mika, you first.
Oh, that's fun. I think mine are going to be simple. Let's give grace when we want it. Sometimes we give grace when we think they deserve it, but I think sometimes our grace needs to go back to when we feel like they need it or they deserve it. So grace should be given even when we don't think it should be given. And I know as people, we say, girl, would you do that? Or girl, why? But I'm working on giving grace when I least expect to give it.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
I like that. Nikki, final thoughts.
Oh, Jesus. I'm glad that this was a topic because I really think that I have in my own way have matured with certain things in my life, like giving people grace and things of that nature and stuff. Giving my husband grace, my kids grace, anybody, people that I come across that needs that. But I think I've grown a lot in that aspect because in my younger days, I didn't think about that at all. It was just, I was in my feelings about it.
Yeah.
And so it's good to be able to be in a place now where you can give people grace.
Yeah.
Because like we all know, God gives us grace and, and look how he sacrificed his son to be crucified on the cross just for us.
For our sin.
For all of our sins. So who are we not to give anybody grace if God can do that himself for his son?
Yeah.
So just try. Sometimes I know it's hard. And I know that from experience, it's hard to give people grace, but we all need to just give others good grace.
Yeah.
And just pray for them that even if they don't give you grace when you need it, just pray for them.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. All right, baby queen, close us out with your final remarks.
I'm just going to say thank God for growth and grace because
I
think with growth, you understand grace more.
Mm-hmm.
And it hits different for you.
Yeah.
You asked me if we would have had this conversation 10, 15 years ago, I probably wouldn't have the same response because, like I said, I didn't really care to give anybody grace. If you wronged me, then that's just what you did. You sit over there, you over there. But now it's one of those things where I have to give grace because people have given me grace. I've been wrong in situations.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not always right. And I think that's what we forget. And I think Ted even mentioned it earlier. We always have an excuse for ourselves, but we neglect that when it's somebody else doing it to us.
Yeah.
How is that?
Yeah.
We have to provide that same grace that we expect for others to give us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's Black History Month, and a lot of times we always talk about U.S. Black history. But my final remarks go to I was able to visit Rwanda after the genocide, and a young brother was taking us through the genocide museum over there, and he kept talking about stuff like you have a display, but he was talking about stuff off of the display, and he did it multiple times. I finally asked him, man, what are you pointing to up here? What are you, like, you off the page? He said, oh no, I was hiding up in the rafters of the school when they were down below killing my family.
Ooh.
Or I was hiding in the attic of my house over here when they were down there raping my sisters and killing them. Then he went on to say that after it ended and things got back in order, they had these tribunals, which was basically court in the front yards of community, where they brought their charges against the people that carried out the genocide against that respective tribe. He said he realized he had to extend grace to the people. So he went to their homes before they got there, knocked on the door. They offered him water in his mother's glasses, whom they killed at their house. So not only did they kill his family, they took their things and kept them for themselves. He said, no, thank you on the water. I just wanted you to know I forgive you.
Wow.
That's big.
He said, I extend grace. So when the tribunal showed up in their area, guess what? He says, against them, I have no charges.
Wow.
I ran out into the parking lot of this museum and I cried because I was a whole pastor and I did not have that level. So I don't want my grace to be insufficient.
That's good.
I don't want it to be selective. I don't want it to be conditional. And I don't want it to be transactional. Because as we do on others, we should expect it to be done.
That's right.
It ain't easy, but if it was easy, everybody would do it. So guess what?
Right.
That cannot be my excuse for not doing it. If two people do it wrong to me, guess what? I need to find two pieces of grace and give one to each. So that's our show for tonight. Listen, I'm telling you,
that was good.
With Queen 3 and King podcast. Of course,
we love it.
Next Tuesday, we'll find out what's happening. Let's go around the horn. Nikki, who's going to win the Super Bowl? Kansas City,
San Francisco.
Get off my thing, man. Lily, who's going to win the Super Bowl?
My homie them.
Mika.
My baby.
Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce and his team.
How you gonna fight with Taylor Swift for a baby?
Baby, I'll knock all this over behind him.
Give us some grace. Give us some grace.
All right, y'all. We got to get out of here. We overtime. I'm about to lose my job fooling with y'all. Get us out of here. We'll see y'all next Tuesday.
Bye, y'all.
Bro, bring the hook in. Queen 3 and King, we the team. It's going down. We the talk of the town. It's going down. We royalty, wear our crowns. It's going down. Tune in now. It's going down. It's going down. We just hit you with another one. It's going down. We just hit you with another one. It's going down. We just hit you with another one. Tune in now. We just hit you with another one. It's Queen 3 and King. It's Queen 3 and King. It's Queen 3 and King. It's Queen 3 and King.